Aries, I'm Ronique and welcome to Scorpio Soul Time. I hope you all are doing well. Welcome to your June 2025 monthly tarot reading, where we're going to look at the astrological energies of the month of June. This is a big month as we have Jupiter entering Cancer. Jupiter has been in the sign of Gemini for the last year. So this is a yearly event. So this is a big shift of energy with Jupiter, as well as Mercury in Leo will enter retrograde shadow by time we end June. And also we will have the Sun in Cancer squaring both Neptune and Saturn that are both freshly in your sign, Aries. So this is going to be really big movements for you as you now have Neptune and Saturn in your sign. So let's get right into it, Aries. If you haven't subscribed, I would love if you would. All you have to do is hit the subscribe button to let you know when I upload new content, as well as if you haven't taken a look at those mid-May to mid-June career readings, I will leave the link below. All right, Aries, let's go week by week. You start off June with the Eight of Swords in the reverse, as well as the Hermit card, Virgo energy there, major arcana. Then we move into the second week with the Seven of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles as well, something brewing in your work house, possibly, Aries. By the time we get to the third week, lots going on with that Eight of Wands, as well as the Sun card, beautiful energy there. Leo, fellow fire sign energy there, Aries, major arcana. And we end June with the Emperor card. Look at that. You come into your own reading, Aries. So beautiful to see that at the end of the month. And lastly, Temperance, Sagittarius energy. My goodness. So lots of major arcana cards. I do think that this really fits the whole notion that you all are having major activity as these huge planets move through your sign, right? Neptune and Saturn. So let's go ahead and see where you were at back in, see where you were at back in May. This is energy that you bring into the month. You have the Lovers card. So another major arcana, Gemini energy here. We are in Gemini and Cancer season during June. I do think for many of you all back in May, you could have been dealing with a relationship, possibly a colleague or a group dynamic of you versus them. I do feel like since it's in the upright, this was very positive, but it could have also been something relating to yourself and how you've been relating to your other half of yourself. And I do think as you come into June, really put that into perspective, Aries, because I do see with that Hermit, the Sun, Emperor, Temperance, you are definitely getting into this mindset of who you really want to be and the journey that you are taking. And I think that's really nice to see, Aries, because, you know, when we had all that tumultuous energy in your sign, I do think you had some challenging times, but it looks like things could be getting a lot better during June. So let's pull an oracle message. Spirit, if you can send my Aries an oracle message for the month of June. And you have emotional loss. So for some of you all, there could be something that you are removing from your life during this month. This could be emotional connections to someone, but this also could be just you longing for something better. And that's what I feel like when I see emotional loss, is like, doesn't necessarily have to be emotional from another person's standpoint, but I do think there's something here possibly tied to your work, because we do have that 7, 8 of Pentacles, of where you are like emotionally feeling like you're no longer fulfilled of where you're at, or you're just trying to move to a better place that you're feeling emotionally fulfilled. And so I do think during this month, Aries, really use this time to hone in on what it is that you want for your life. I do think as we come into June, Eight of Swords in reverse, the Hermit card is that energy of taking some time for yourself. Maybe before you weren't quite sure the direction you were going with that Eight of Swords in reverse. Venus entering Taurus on the 6th is huge for all of us, because Venus is exalted and Taurus is at home there. And I do think that you're starting to take more take better care of yourself, but also focus on you more. And I do think that that Venus energy, as well as Mercury entering Cancer on June 8th, is going to start focusing the conversation more on you, your home life, and your family. And I think that Hermit card is right on time, saying, where is it that you need to take care of you more, Aries? Where is it that you need to focus on your home life, but also not feeling like you don't know what direction to go? And so I do think that Mercury entering Cancer could be very beneficial for you. And I do think as we come into the second week of June, 7 and 8 of Pentacles. So this is a progression energy. This is you starting off some type of project that makes money. This could be your home business, but this also could be you just trying to find yourself in your work. And I do think when Jupiter enters Cancer on June 9th, you are finally looking at things with a different lens. I do think many of you are like, how can I turn this idea into real money? How do I keep working at this thing to make sure that it actually fruitions into a real live sustainable job or sustainable project or career? And so I do think this is going to be a big focus for your month. Sagittarius full moon on June 11th could also highlight different people you need to connect to make this happen. If you are trying to change careers, this could be a great it could be a great idea for you to ponder, meaning like get into all of the stuff Sagittarius loves, which is like travel, philosophy, like do the homework. That's what this is. Do the homework as to if this is a new career jump you want to change to, or maybe it's just a different industry. That is going to be a topic for you once we get to that Sagittarius full moon, okay? And don't be afraid to start something new, Aries. You all are the sign of jumping into something without knowing all of the details. And sometimes that's really good. And I do think by the time you get to the third week of the month, you can see here this 8 of Wands and the Sun card. This is forward momentum. This is some type of big news happening after all of this hard work that you've been doing. I do think that once we have the 15th of the month when Mars in Leo squares Uranus and Taurus, and then Jupiter in Cancer squares Saturn in Aries, this is going to be a lot going on, Aries. This is going to be highlighting areas where you have had lots of forward momentum, lots of communication. This could also be you finally getting the energy to start something new, and you feel so much better now that you've started. I do think once Mars enters Virgo on the 17th, and then we enter into Cancer season on the 20th, this also could be symbolizing the summer equinox or the summer solstice. The summer solstice is this time of half of the year that we are seeing more light, half of the year we're seeing more dark. We're in the dead middle. And so I do think that Sun card is saying, hey, get out there, do it, whatever it is that you want. Don't just keep playing small, keep going after your dreams. And I think that's huge for you, Aries, because you all like to take risks, right? So no risk, no reward, right? So look at this. By time we end June, you come into the reading along with Temperance, making sure that you have all of the information ahead of you. I do think by time we get to the 22nd, Sun in Cancer squaring Saturn in Aries, and the Sun in Cancer the next day squaring Neptune in Aries. So you all are going to be definitely impacted by these squares, but you are feeling very confident. I do think that by time that Cancer new moon comes, you're making new plans for your family, new plans on how to have like work-life balance here. And I do think that by time we end the month with Mercury and Leo entering retrograde shadow, you have already put all of your ducks in a row. Like you are very happy with yourself with that Emperor card. You're feeling confident. You're ready to step into something new. Temperance card, remember, is balance. So just make sure you are keeping all of the balls in the air and you're able to balance what it is that you want to do. But this is very good energy going into July. This is like, okay, I'm ready to go. Even though there's a slowdown with Mercury and Leo, you all are very confident. So that's really good to see. So I do think that that emotional loss card that you got here is more around what it is you used to do and transitioning into the new you. So Aries, I hope this is helpful for you. Take a look at your sun, moon, and rising signs in this video series. If you haven't already subscribed, I would love if you would. Hope you all have a great June.